I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it was pretty bad. You came out, I just want to let people know what a good person Pauline is. Pauline came out to our house after one of the meetings in town.
We had lunch there. I remember that day.
Yeah,
I know
there
you've
was a big table, lots of people around the table, and I was running backwards and forwards, and we had to hire a security guard because things were so bad for Pauline at that time that people were afraid for her safety. So the security guard sat back. He was only a young guy. He sat back against the decking, and everyone was sitting around the table eating, and Pauline was such a lady that she took a plate of sandwiches and a cup of tea over to him when everyone else was busy feeding their faces, I'll be honest. And in the middle of it all, Pauline went and remembered this person hadn't had anything to eat. And I've remembered that to this day. I've remembered that to this day, actually, and I thought another woman, and maybe another woman would remember that, because women do these sorts of things. But
they do, yeah.
Do you remember the person who was looking after her, who was hired, when all the other people around the table just want to be next to Pauline? You know?
Okay, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Pauline, for coming back.
Thank you, Teresa.
Okay, let's. We've got a bundle of people who want to get through. Diane from Dubbo.
Hello, Diane.
Hello, Diane.
Hello. I was very interested in the story you started to tell us when you were speaking to Graham Gilbert about a nurse. A nurse, when you were talking about nursing training, and he had to cut you. Oh no, I think your phone went wrong, and so you didn't end up being able to tell us the rest of the story, and I was very interested in it.
About this young girl that I know who is doing her nursing training up at Armidale, yes, and this is why I'm saying put the nursing training back into the hospitals, because what she actually was saying is that she went up to Armidale, well, last year, this is just recently, and 300 applied to do the nursing, and in the first year 150 dropped out. She said there's no lectures, there's no backup. She said you actually in nursing.
Did you say no lectures or no?
Yeah. She said it's very hard. She said there's no counselling, there's no backup. She said you have to do it through the internet. She said I only got the support. She said otherwise I would have dropped out from my mother.
That's what it appears to me. Remember I said to you before about police and hospitals and things such as that. There appears to be a concerted effort to destroy these things. That nobody that we've employed from electing them to do the job properly is even caring about this thing.
That's right. And look, Carter, when I was first stood in 1996, I spoke to then a minister in the Queensland Parliament, and he said, there is not enough nurses, there will not be in the future because they're not putting them through. And he told me that in 1996 that they actually knew what was going on. And you sort of wonder why this is happening. And we're bringing over nurses from overseas, and I've met them, they're fantastic, but we should be actually looking after our own here and giving jobs to Australian men and women who want to be in the nursing profession, but it's something that really needs to be addressed.
But I just say, Pauline, then that why I was particularly interested was that my daughter had been doing the nursing training, but she has really struggled with it in some respects, and after having worked at it for 3 years, she's now going to TAFE and learning the nurse's assistance, so she can actually get into the hospital and do some work, because that's what she'd like to do. But she has really struggled to get the theory part of it done. It's not that it's too difficult for her, but it's too difficult for her to get the amount of work done.
And is she saying, has she got the assistance? Has she got the backup that she actually needs?
And so she wasn't at Armidale.
Pauline's asking you, sorry,
did she have the backup? Has she got the assistance to actually help us?
No, well, see, that's totally different, because that's just learning to be a nurse's assistant, and she's just doing it at TAFE this year, and it's only a 6-month course. That'll mean then that she can actually work in a hospital. As it is, she's been working at the other for 3 years, which is all it should actually take you to do it, but she hasn't been able to manage to do it. So she's passed some subjects, and eventually she hopes to go back to finish it.
Well, thank you for calling, Diane.
Thanks, Diane.
I appreciate that very, very much. We've got about another minute before we... Can you do me a favour?
Yes. Yeah.
It's 5 to 9 daylight saving time. Can you stay with me for some time? And there's so many people that want to talk to you. Is that okay?
Carter, I'd love to.
Okay.
If I'm going to be able to inform the public out there or voters, and if I can be of any benefit, and of course you're getting phone calls coming through here, I'd be only too happy to stay, you know, and I think people should be aware of what's going on, and that's what I want to be able to do. So if it's going to assist people out there to understand what's going on a bit better, I'm only too happy to stay.
Thank you. Well, as I said before, I'm opening my program for any other candidate, for any other party that would like to come on in the following couple of days. When is the election?
26th of March,
okay.
2 weeks today.
2 weeks. Okay, so next weekend, if anybody wants equal time, I shall give you equal time, as I'm giving Pauline. But I'm finding that what I've found in the past is that Pauline hasn't been allowed to talk. Well, tonight I'm going to give you the chance to do exactly that.
Thank you, Carter.
Okay, because Australia needs to listen to what it is that you have to say, and you've been stymied many, many times by what I call the big boys club, so many times, and I'm thinking to myself, what makes this lady tick? But I know how sincere you and fair dinkum you are. There's 2 words in Australia's vernacular: fair dinkum, and that's what you are. So if you stay with us, please, I'll give you some more chances to talk to people.
Thank you, Carter.
Thanks, darling. I appreciate that. That's Pauline Hanson, one of the rare breeds of fair dinkum Australian girls.